Welcome back to What Arty Noobs. This is a GW Tiger. It's the Tier 9 German SPG on the north spawn of Prokhorovka under the command of Talon 1958. And battle has started. Well, this is a Tier 10 battle with Tier 9 tanks in it. So, yeah, he's going to be hitting some higher tier opponents, and this will give him a chance to get a much higher XP earned from this battle than from previous ones. Now, as you may have seen in the previous video, Talon just recently managed to get hold of the GW Tiger, which is based on the Tiger 2, not the Tiger 1. And, well, he's driving over to the west side of the map, and I think he's going to hide amongst these trees and these bushes over here. Not always a great place to hide, actually. I've been hit more times than I care to imagine being over here, actually. I think it's fairly open, actually. Once the enemy gets up this far in the battlefield, they normally do hit you. Okay, well, no targets directly in front of him, but he has got a target over by the railway line. It's an IS-7, tier 10. It's dialing in. Oh, somebody just hit him. Rounds out. Well, I'm not sure Talon's shot actually landed on target, but one of the Artys on his team did hit that target, and I think it was probably the M53, M55, because the Batchat came over this side of the map as well, whereas the M53, M55 went the other side of the railway line. Now, his reload time is quite long. It's over 30 seconds, so he's going to have to wait a little while between each shot, but he's now aiming for that row of bushes that right at the top of the hill on this side, hoping that one of the enemy is going to be nearby and he'll land a shell on them. Yeah, it's an object 430. He's not really paying attention, but he is now. And there's Talon's shot coming in directly after the Batchat one. Yep, the Batchat 155-55 also fired in that direction, and Talon's shot was closer, so he did more damage. And I think the 155-55 will be quite happy because he must have picked up the stun assist from that 401 hit points. Now, Talon's doing a quick bit of counter battery. He's gone to overhead view next to the railway line down at the bottom end, hoping that somebody comes into sight, and long flight time for the shell right from one end of the map to the other, and now he's been hit by the M53, M55. They know where he is, so he's going to have to motor out of here quick, otherwise the others will start firing in this direction. Once you've been hit once, they know that you're there, and he's lost virtually all of his hit points. He's got only 48 left. Yeah, so that M53, M55 driver's very happy, and we know that he is actually over on the west side of the map because that's the direction the shell came from. Okay, he's gone back to counter battery, and he's looking slightly north of the crossing there. I suspect that the enemy was actually going to be a little further back than that, but after he fires, he's going to have to shoot and scoot immediately. And he's actually now aiming. Well, he's still going for the counter battery. There's a whole bunch of enemy tanks all bunched together on the hill, but he's ignoring them for the moment because he wants to try and find the Arty that, or one of the Artys. There is one in that area. One of his teammates is aiming just there. Oh, we just saw an aircraft fly right through the field of fire. Yes, there he is. Just saw him. He's in that bush there. Rounds out. Now move. Move. Fast. If that M53, M55 player is any good, a round will already be in the air by the time that round hits the target. And he's changing position again. I wouldn't go too close to where the last shell landed, because that might be where he aims the next one. Okay, we're back to aiming again. Almost loaded. Ready to go. It's 32 seconds is the reload time. He's probably got a rammer and a good crew. Okay, we've got a bunch of enemy tanks sitting on the reverse slope of that hill. The Leopard prototype's decided to bug out. He's running away. But I'm pretty certain some of the other ones are still up there. But we're going back to counter battery. Looking for the tracer. It's better to actually be in the overhead view. I know that he was looking in the overhead view just a few seconds ago. And it is much easier to estimate exactly which bush. Oh, there he is. He's moved and he's slightly to one side. No, he's not on that spot. He's actually slightly to one side. I think you're going to miss on that one. Yeah, you did miss. He was actually to one side. He came out from the bush and he was sitting to one side of the railway line, right next door to the railway line. Okay, next spot. Another thing that you can see that Talon's doing is he's actually putting two bushes between him and the enemy, and again that's a good practice because the tracer will appear right at the end of your gun, and if you've got two bushes there, it's difficult for them to work out which bush it actually came out of, and they might aim for the wrong bush, and if they do, then of course you're only going to get away with a bit of splash. And he did get a hit there. The IS-7 281, he's changing position again, but he's having to tight turn to avoid that fence. And you see, this is perfectly viable as well. What you're doing is doing little circuits, moving from one position to the next and just changing position every time you fire, and by the time you get to your next position you're ready to shoot again. So you're not wasting the time in between shots, you're actually making full use of the time on the reload. Going for the IS-7 again. It looks like he's just been hit by somebody else, and well, loads of shells hitting him, and yep, that's a hit as well. 255, that's a splash I think. And he's off again. Oh, he's got some stun assist there. 431, all adds up. Makes a huge difference in the end. And the IS-7 has bit the dust. Yes, the M53, M55 driver. He may not be a very good player. He's only got a 44% win rate, but he did take out the IS-7. So he's got his first kill from the game. And, well, I think at that moment Talon was tempted to take that EBR-90 out the game. The problem with those is, of course, if you hit the wheelies, then you need to wound them in sight of your teammates so that they can then make full use of the wounded vehicle. Okay, we've got a 60 TP trying to spot our guys. He's been hit by Arty. We're dialing in. He's just fired his massive 152mm gun. He's tracked. Rounds out. This all hit him. And it does. 370. Talon's turning tight. And he's got some stun assist as well. I'd knock that fence down if I was you on your next circuit, and then go to a different position after you shoot so the enemy can't work out where you are. That way it's gonna tease him. He's gonna suggest that you're in that area when you're not, and that might take away his attention from where you actually are. I know it's called selling a dummy. It's a rugby term. You know, if you play rugby, it's like American football, but if you go to pass the ball and then don't pass it and hold on to the ball, but you make the movement as if you're going to pass the ball, and it sells the dummy to the other person that that's exactly what you're going to do, and they make as if you're about to hand the ball over, and of course you don't, and you just keep going. They go for the wrong person. They go after the person they think that's going to get the ball, and he doesn't get it. Oh, I'm sure that you know in American football exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, Talon's moving. Quickly get away. Oh, now he's selling a dummy this time, because instead of actually moving forward, he's moving backwards. So he's changing position, but not that far away from his previous firing position. With 3 up on the enemy at the moment, and it looks like our Arty have actually been getting some good hits on the enemy. Okay, he's loaded, ready to go, but that standard B looked like he was reversing away down the hill. There's no other enemy in sight at the moment. It's just those guys are on the hill. Unfortunately, our guys who are on the reverse side of the hill don't seem to want to push. And yeah, they're saying negative. People are saying go. And they're sort of like saying no, stay where we are. Okay, well, we've got somebody now we can shoot at. A Leopard 1 up near the railway line. That was previously on, or was it? No, it's not that one that was previously on the hill, but he is a one-shot. Talon's following him very closely. He's been tracked. Get around in there. Rounds out. This will be a kill if it goes near. Yes, it is. Oh, there's some very fruity language going on in chat now. Yeah, somebody's upset. It's handbags at dawn for some of the players. Oh dear. Yeah, somebody's lost their cool. Well, Talon is looking for his next target and he's closely following the map. A bit too close actually. I think I'd pull out a bit to get a bit of a wider view. Aiming for that bush is always a good move, but you need to have a clear target to shoot at because you've only got 5 premium rounds left. So you want to make these rounds count. And now that the AMX-50B's been spotted, Arty will be after him. So if one of your Arty teammates wings that guy and stops him in his tracks, you'll get a much better hit with your next shot. The scores have evened up now, unfortunately. The enemy have actually made some back. Okay, right, the 50B's come into sight again. Now, come on somebody, track that guy. Track him. Oh, well, it wasn't a track. It was an Arty shot, though. It was the Batchat 155-55 who managed to get the shot in and took out the 50B. So now we're looking over on the west side of the map, and we believe that there might be an Arty over this side. The enemy's still got a Batchat 155-55 and an M53 M55. They lost their other Arty, which was a 212A. Although we didn't see that kill, I think he was the one who may have been near the railway line. So we're just looking for any sign of tracer at the moment. Our guys are getting closer and closer to the south, but ideally we need somebody to actually give us a sighting or an indication of where they were hit by Arty from. Yes, it seems that the players who I am died, as Klaus would say, are speaking up in chat and saying how useless the team is and how they did it all wrong, or the enemy team didn't do it right. And he's saying, why couldn't my team kill an EBR 50 or an EBR 90? They are difficult things to pin down, those. In fact, Wargaming are probably going to find to their cost that far too many people are being killed by the wheelie vehicles because they're OP. Well, that's the spot where most of the RT tend to go to, that bush. But he's only got 5 rounds left. Does he want to risk a round? He fires a round in. Notice he marked the spot before he shot. Oh, now that tells us something. It tells us the enemy RT is over by the railway line. He just got hit by the splash and lost a few more hit points. 17 hit points. Not a lot. But he got hit by the Batchat. And we know where the Batchat is now. He is down by the railway line. And we also know that the Leopard's down there and the Grilla. Okay, well, the other RTs are probably going to be firing in this direction. We're going to go for the Grilla. It's based on the Panther hull. It's got no arm. Oh, there is the RT. That's the Batchat. He's in that bush there. Rounds out. And he got him! Return to sender. Yep. That was the case of return to sender. Undress unknown. No such number. Yes, I can't remember all the words to that record by the king, but yes, he's definitely dead. There he is. He's in the bush. He took the round, and that was the last minute. So I think unless our guys get all 4 kills in the next few minutes. And there's another kill! And it's the Gorilla 15 this time. So 3 kills for Talon now. And they've only got 3 enemies to kill in 37 seconds, or this is going to be a draw. Well, there's the M53-55. He wasn't in the bush where we thought he was, but he is now getting targeted. And Talon's going to be loaded any second. And the moment he is loaded, that M53-M55 is going to be very dead. Here we go. Rounds out. Straight away. Kill shot. One enemy to kills the T95. They got 10 seconds to do it. Come on, guys. Pile those rounds in. Talon can't fire another one. He hasn't got the time to load. And, oh dear, it ends up a draw. And Talon was just loading his last shell at the time. But he did get 4 kills, so you can't deny that. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's the third class tank of a Talon 1958 in the GW Tiger. He's got a Reaper badge out of that one. He actually got consecutive kills. And I think that was the, he got the, which ones did he get? He got the Batch at 155.55. He took out the Gorilla 15. And then he took out the M53, M55. Yes, so 3 kills with 1 shot each on them. So well done indeed. He also got a fighter badge for getting 4 kills. He managed to get 4. And a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him. And I think that counts as both Artys, because both the Batch at 155.55 and the M53, M55 both managed to splash him, but they didn't manage to get him directly and take him out of the game. So it's with great satisfaction that he actually took out both the guys who troubled him during the game. Let's have a look at their names. Predulous in the M53-55 and Grey Ascension in the Batch at 155.55. If you are in What Arty Noobs, I doubt that they are because I don't remember those names, but if you are, make yourself known so Talon can say hello. Let's have a look at the... he also got a Bruiser medal as well for getting 5 critical hits. He got 13 in that one. So let's have a look at the team scores. Oh, before we do that, what was his win 8? 4,086 CPU income standard. Let's have a look at team scores now. Didn't get the highest damage in the game. Note that went to the 60 TP on his team with 3,311 hit points of damage. Then came Talon. He managed to get 3,278. Those were the only 2 players who managed to get over 3,000 hit points in total. But when it came to kills, it was Talon. He got 4 kills in that game. The next highest scorer was the Batch at 155.55. He got 3 kills. And then there's 3 players who managed to get 2 apiece. And when it came to base XP, well, because this was a draw, both teams have got very similar base XPs, but the Batch at 155.55 on our team, he managed to get Confederate and 630 base experience points, whilst Talon managed to get 623. Not that far behind, only 7 XP behind. And he also managed to get 3 more kills than the Batch at did, but maybe he was just hitting more of the enemy every time he got his shot out. Plus, of course, he's got a much better fire rate than Talon does. Let's have a look at detail. 14 shots fired, 3 direct hits, 1 penetration, 9 splash. Damage of 3,278 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He did receive 2 hits by way of splash from the Artys, yes. 7 enemies damaged, 4 killed, and 940 hit points of stun assist off 6 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 41,723 credits, got 17,106 from Holiday Ops, total 58,829. But he did load rather a lot of premium ammo, and those shells are very expensive. So in actual fact, he made a loss from the game of 7,888 credits. That's why I only carry a couple of premium ammo rounds, just in case the enemy bunches together for me, so I can increase the burst radius and do more damage to each of them with 1 shot. If you try to carry too much premium ammo, it really can dent your profit margin. He also received 934 XP, and that's all he received because of course he didn't get any multiplier because this was a drawn game. But it shows that he's got tremendous promise in this Arty, because he's not only getting Reapers, but he is actually getting high damage scores with every game. And I put that down to the fact that Talon is very good at dialing in on the target. He waits until he's fully dialed in or nearly fully dialed in before he lets loose. And it does show in the results. You do get much higher scores because of that. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel. And thank you for watching this one.